Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another episode of Truly Bedrock. This is episode 8, and in the last episode, we finished putting up FoxMart. So this is now the permanent shop. I have already torn down the old shop, and that's all that's left of it down there. Not the sheep, but the little trail that's right there. So it's nice we finally have our permanent shop, and we also started placing in our items. But first, let's go ahead and go through our fancy door here. We got a nice little chime as we go in and out, so I thought that was pretty cool. Now for the inventory, what we have is slime balls, scaffolding, and potions. That's what we placed in last episode, but in between episodes I also added a frozen aisle, and this is gonna have our blue ice and our packed ice, and right behind it I thought it'd be a fun idea to sell some snow golem kits. So we have some snow golems all ready to go, and then just yesterday, since I had some trees that needed to be chopped down, I also added in the wood aisle. So we do have some spruce, we do have some oak, and of course we are going to add in the other types eventually. And then of course we do have our hot and ready foods. Now at the moment we are only selling our steak, but I do have some plans for other things we can sell. But one thing I've noticed is that we haven't been making any steak sales, and I have a pretty good idea why that is. So last episode, we saw that this RV popped up and we went to investigate. Now, I didn't know who it belonged to at first, but come to find out, it belongs to Tizztom, and Tizztom is selling 50 steaks for a diamond. Now, he has recently restocked, it looks like, so he was out of stock for the last few days. So, on one hand, I kind of want to let this exist because he does owe me diamonds for the redstone work that we did at his base for the death counter. So he had a poll of how many diamonds he should pay me, and you all were very generous and said that he should pay me 30 diamonds for the redstone work that we did. So that is why I kind of want to let this business exist, but at the same time, Tizz has 15 stacks here, so that's 15 diamonds that I'm not making over at FoxMart, so that is not okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to undercut Tizz. We're going to have a little price war going on here. So the plan is I'm going to head back to the base. I am going to make an automatic wheat farm because at the moment I'm growing everything manually. So I'm planting the crops and just letting them grow and then eventually getting around to breeding my cows. Because, I mean, we didn't really have competition at first, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, this is not okay. So we're going to have to mass produce our cows, and we are going to undercut him and sell steaks, a diamond, for a whole stack, and we'll see if he wants to compete with that. If not, we are going to have the better deal, and eventually we are going to drive Tizztom out of business. The first thing I need to do is create an automatic farm, in this case an automatic wheat farm, and in the past I have made a handful of automatic farms, so I believe the most recent one was 3.0, and that was made quite some time ago, so naturally this is going to be Automatic Farm 4.0 or V4, whichever one. I kind of like V4. That kind of sounds cooler. But this is going to be the 4th model of the Automatic Farm, and it is going to function a little bit differently than previous models. So what we're going to do is we have our collection system set up. I'm going to place a sticky piston here and the dirt block. That is the block we are going to till. And let's go ahead and place blocks up like this so we can get it up here for now. Now the cool thing here is we can actually waterlog this piston. So we technically have a source block, so once we till this, it will always be watered. And I do have that contained just like this. Now what we need to do is place pistons or dispensers over on these sides. So we're going to have a dispenser here, here, and here, and that's going to be filled with our bone meal. And then what we're going to do is place an observer facing in this direction with a block on top, and then we place blocks on top of each dispenser and redstone dust. So I found this out quite some time ago, and I've been meaning to use this feature, but when we actually place crops under an observer, it actually goes through all of its stages. So I actually use this feature in my cocoa bean farm. To demonstrate what I mean, I placed bone meal in just the one dispenser, so these other ones are empty. Now you will notice there is 61, I just did a test run. So how this works, we place our crop whatever it may be. And the observer is going to detect us placing the crop, and then it's going to fire off the dispenser, and that's going to grow to the next stage. The observer is going to detect that stage, and so on and so forth. So it actually takes it to its full stage, or its full growth. So there's 58, and again, it takes 3. 1, 2, 3. And then what we're going to do is set this up to break automatically, which is why we have a sticky piston. We just need to wire it up. And then, of course, we do have 2 more dispensers to kind of speed up the process. So I just want to show you how that works, but let's go ahead and finish wiring this farm up. To wire up the piston, all we're going to do is place a block here. We're going to run a repeater out, set to 3 ticks. So 2 ticks could work, but then the piston fires a little funky, and I don't know, I kind of just don't trust the timings of things getting off. So 3 ticks is a safe number after testing it, and then we run that repeater into a block here. Break that. Now, remember the piston is behind this block with the water, so all we need to do is run down, and then we need this to fire here. So that's going to power redstone dust like that. And right there. So that is going to fire the piston, but because of the line running this way, it's not going to power the dispenser at all. So although it looks like it may, it's not going to. Now, just to double check, go ahead and grab this lever. And let's come 1 block up right here. Yeah, so we didn't hear a tick, so the dispenser didn't fire, but the piston did extend. So that is working perfectly. Yep, so there we go. This thing is all done. And I went ahead and placed in a little bit more bone meal into, put that back. I placed bone meal into both sides, and that's right, it built up. So I do have bone meal in all 3 dispensers. So this thing is fully functional. So again, it's going to grow, and then the piston is going to extend in 3 ticks, and then it's going to be collected down below. So let's go ahead and remove all of these items. So we just do this. There we go. And that is down below. And all I have to do, since I'm on Xbox, all I have to do is put a rubber band over my left trigger, because if I hold left trigger right here, it's going to grow, and then it's just going to keep planting. And I can just keep doing this, and I can AFK for however long I want until my bone meal runs out. So I just keep doing that, keep doing that. And if we take a look down below, I do have the seeds, and I do have the wheat. So there we go. The automatic wheat farm is done. I'd say we're off to a good start. So this is about 10 minutes worth of wheat that I've been farming. So I do have 12 cows, and they take 1 wheat each, and that means I get 6 cows per batch. So 12 times 5, 12 cows times 5 rounds, that's 60 wheat. So that is 30 cows per stack, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 150 cows worth of wheat right now, and I just did that in 10 minutes. So I think what we can do is start breeding cows with what we have, and then I can come back and start doing this again. And while I'm doing this, this gives us time for the cows to fully grow, and then by the time we're done with this round of wheat, hopefully we can come back and start cooking up the first batch of cows. Alright, so this is about 96 cows because I had that extra 12 left over after the stack, so this is actually pretty entertaining to watch. Now I'm hoping none despawn because I was away for a little bit, and I'm really curious to see what 96 cows gets us. So this is completely emptied out, and let's go ahead and see. And that's assuming they're all gonna get, that's pretty funny to watch. Hopefully that gets all of them. Here it goes, 1, 2, 3. Oh, cool. Okay, so it got all of them. So we got 2 stacks and 53 worth of steak. So I believe that is 181. And that is roughly about 2 steaks per cow. So yeah, that was after 3 stacks. I would say we're doing pretty good. Alright, so I need to place up my signs, and in order to do that, I need to switch over to Windows 10 Edition so I can get this color. And yeah, it's kind of annoying, but I mean, it makes this look so much better. So what I'm going to do is we have our meat inside, so we're going to go ahead and place a sign down like this. And let's see, we do that, and we say hot and ready food, and we are going to do this 1 diamond 464. All right, so the sign is in place, and so yeah, I mean, Tizztom. Hello. Yeah, so, I mean, Tizztom. Aw. Yeah, Tizztom likes, I always see him running around the shopping area, so as you saw in the last episode, he kind of just runs around everywhere, so I guess he happened to be in the area as I was changing my sign. So, yeah, I guess Tizztom gets to see us, and how do I do this with... There we go, F5. Okay, so Tizztom gets to see firsthand. He just witnessed us put him out of business. So it is the next day, and Tizztom has told me that he has just paid me for the death counter, and also that I should record when I log in. So this should be very interesting. And we are logging in, and let's see what has happened. Very nervous about this. And oh, well, okay. So it appears that Tizztom has moved his truck into the middle of my base, and what makes it even more funny is that I actually have a road, and he has parked this thing right in the middle of the road. Now, granted, we haven't built that part of the road up yet, but... Oh, man. Okay, so let's see. He said he paid us payment for the death counter and help to remove. Well, at least he gave us some TNT to get rid of it, so I guess he no longer wants the truck. I mean, we did run him out of business, but let's see. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19... 20, 21, and 9 at the bottom makes 30. Yep, everything is all there. And I can't believe he did that. That's so funny. So I don't want to blow it up with TNT. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll be nice. I'll just put it in a shulker box and just transfer his truck back over to his base. Actually, I have a better idea. We have just come through Tizztom's portal, at least the one that goes down to the ground level, and it looks like he's been doing a bit of digging. Now, with this digging, he has a little bit of a cliff edge, so what I want to do is reconstruct his truck, and what I'm thinking is we can have the trailer maybe up on the cliff, and then somehow make his tractor either hanging off the edge or down on the ground, and then I'm thinking we can use a bunch of campfires to have some smoke, and then we can have some netherrack for some fire and things like that. So it looks like we drove his truck over the edge of the cliff, and now it's just crashed and burned, and it is totally destroyed. So I'm going to go ahead and reconstruct this, and let's see how this turns out. Alright, this is what I came up with. So we have his trailer put back in place, and what I tried to do is have some broken windows, so I swapped out the blocks for some panes. And I'm not too sure about that. I tried to make it look like it had some broken glass on the ground, but the trailer is there. Part of his bumper fell off of the trailer, and yeah, the side is kind of broken. And then down below is the tractor. Now, with the tractor, we can't put slabs going across the top, so what I did was made a little pile of slabs, because what I want to do is, so I'm going to use campfires. We're going to go ahead and place a campfire there and then place a slab over it. So that way he can see it from the top of his base. He can see a smoldering truck down below. And I probably will add a couple more. And then I am going to add, let's go ahead and pillar ourselves back up. I'm going to add some more campfires up top. Now, I wanted to come out of the trailer, but unfortunately, the campfire does not go through solid blocks. So what I might do is, let's see. We can probably knock one of these out. Knock a roof piece out, maybe? And then throw down another campfire. And that will go through, and then I guess we can just place... We can leave the hole there. Let's go ahead and step back to see. Yeah. Ah, you can see that right there. So I do need to fix that real quick. So I don't want to... I'm sure there's probably an easier way to gather this back up. But if you break it normally, it'll just drop into, I think, like sticks and something else. Ooh, so we can actually do this. Put the campfire down below. So he will have a hole on the side of his truck. Yeah, I'm really liking that. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple more campfires and try to make this a little more smokier. I went ahead and placed in the netherrack, so we have some fire going, and I placed in a couple more campfires. Now, I did remove this campfire temporarily, and you'll see why in just a moment. But if we take a look down here, the tractor is on the ground. It's on fire. We have some smoke coming up, and I do have hay bales under a couple of these just to elevate the smoke so you can see it right there. Now, there is still the matter of the TNT that he gave us, so this is what I'm thinking. Now, we have an item in the barrel, and this is just for a test run. So what we're going to do, we're going to place the door back. We have a comparator that is going to detect the item in the barrel. So what we want to do is have Tizz pull this item out, and this is going to activate this redstone torch, which is going to power that redstone dust, activating the dropper that we have set up. And of course, we will cover this back up, but here's the dropper with an item. And then what this is going to do, whoops, this is going to spit the item down here onto the pressure plate. And this is going to invert this torch, turning off this redstone line, which is then going to turn on this redstone torch. And right above this redstone torch, right on top of this block, I want to place the TNT. So I may have to place smoke just to kind of cover it up. But the idea is that he's going to come through this way, and I'll let him know to come through this way. And what we want to do is have him pull the item out. That is going to activate a whole redstone line, and this is going to activate this TNT, and this whole tractor is going to explode. Because, I mean, if you watch any sort of action movie, all of us know that when a truck or any car is on fire, it's going to explode. So, obviously, the tractor is where all the gas is being kept. So, it's down here, it's on fire, so the most obvious thing for this thing to do is to explode. So that is the plan. Now, I may go into a test world just to show you what should happen, because obviously I'm not going to do it here. But right now, I don't have the TNT. I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of this up and then plug everything back up so it is a nice and clean design. Everything is set and ready to go, so the only thing left to do is have Tizztom, whenever he logs on again, come over here, and I'll let him know to record before he walks over here. And yeah, this is going to be fun. So, like I said, he's most likely not going to see the explosion. He will hear it, because he's going to be on this side pulling out the item, and then that's going to send the signal all the way down, blow this up. But when he comes through, he will see the trailer. He'll probably be like, oh, what? And then he'll look down there and be like, oh, what? It's on fire, and something like that. And then he'll go check back here, and then he'll see this totem of undying, and hopefully that's tempting enough to pull it out, because I know he needs them. And I know he said they were kind of worthless in one of his previous episodes, but yeah, hopefully that's just some sort of temptation for him to pull it out, and then of course that is going to trigger everything and then blow up the tractor. So when this is all said and done, this should no longer be existing, and hopefully we have some sort of hole in the ground. But yeah, this is this is pretty good. So not only did we run him out of business, we are making sure he is not coming back into business, because this whole thing is now destroyed. So if he does want to come back, he's going to have to build a whole new truck. Now that Tizztom is officially out of business, his truck is gone. He moved it to the front of my base, and then we took it back to his base and set fire to it. Now I really want to see his reaction to the whole thing go down. So I was going to show what it should look like when it explodes, but I think the best thing to do is just to let you go over to Tizz's video or episode when he releases it, so you can see the explosion for yourself and also get his reaction, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one. Like I was saying, Tizztom is officially out of business as far as food is concerned. We'll let him have his little glass shop with the creeper on top. But yeah, we have taken back over when it comes to food. So now we have our steaks, diamond for 64, and it looks like we have already made some sales because we are the best deal in town now when it comes to food. And I want to go ahead and check on... Yeah, okay, so we sold some spruce. Now earlier, I had this whole thing filled up and it was sold out, and then I placed in 3 more stacks and that has already sold out. So it looks like spruce is a hot seller. I'm going to have to go chop down some more spruce trees, and we also sold a little bit of oak for 2 diamonds. Now the reason why I do that is because spruce can grow in a 2x2 tree shape. 2x2? It can grow 2x2. Let's go ahead and go with that. But an oak tree can grow only 1 block wide, and then it'll grow as big or as small as it wants. So we can definitely get more spruce than oak, which is why I'm selling spruce for a diamond each. But yeah, no one has bought ice, no one's bought snow golems, potions are still stocked, scaffolding. But alright, we are making sales, and it looks like putting Tizz out of business was successful. So, again, I'm super excited. Can't wait to see how he reacts to the truck blowing up. And yeah, this is a great place to end today's episode. So with that being said, everyone, this is the end of today's episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you later.